So let's guys begin with the review of the car. And you can see this car looks just phenomenal. And this is the 2018 Mustang GT 5-liter naturally aspirated V8, a pure soulful car. And just look at it. It looks so mind-bogglingly phenomenal indeed. And at front, you will notice it gets the Mustang's trademark LED lamps with triple slats on them, and down here the fog lamps are halogen, a bit of cost cutting, but this car is not about features, it's just about pure soulful driving and the naturally aspirated V8 sound. And over here is the pony itself, which is the Mustang logo, and it gets a honeycomb grill over here. And down here you can look at the bumpers, which looks extremely aggressive and make this car looks extremely fast by standing still. And if we come to the side of the car, you can look, it looks so phenomenal, and this car grabs a ton of attention out on the road. And over here are the creases, which says that this is a pure muscle car in every sense. Yeah, just look at the creases of them over here, over here. I don't know if they help in the terms of aerodynamics, but they help in the terms of looks 1001%, and give it a proper muscle car look as such. And from side also, and the
Being
reason
a
for being
coupe
this car
version,
this much
it's
long
quite
is
long.
this 1500 kilometers long hood, which grabs a V8 engine in it. Due to which this is a extremely long car. And at front you will see it get these 19-inch alloys over here, and these tires are Pirelli P0 rubbers, and the size of the tire are 255 40 19 inches at front, and the rear ones are 275 40 19-inch. And just look at them, this red car with this black wheels just look mind-bogglingly phenomenal, and gives it a stance worth of no other car on road. And over here it proudly says 5.0, which is the 5-liter V8 badging. And over here are the outside rear view mirrors along with the LED strip on it for the indicator. And it also gets a puddle lamp down here, which projects the Mustang logo at night time. And the front indicators are down here, and you can mistake this one for the front indicator, but no, the indicators are down over there. And on the side also it gets a skid plate down here, which is again finished in black. And just look at the car, you can just sit and stay at the car the whole day long. At back also you can look at the body shape of the car and the different muscular lines and designs of the car. And there are no fake vents on this car. Yeah, there are no fake vent on this car like the German ones. Let me show you a vent over here. Like as you can see, a vent, this one is real. Yeah, the vent over here are real, the vent over here are real. Only real stuff going over here. Look at how this window line drops down here. And let me show you a party trick. Whenever you open or close the door, the windows still down, because it gets frameless door again, which make this car look a million worth. Let me show you them. Like these are the frameless doors, and the car looks a million worth. And you, let me open both of the doors then show it to you. Like you can see over here also, the windows tint, and just by seeing you can say that this car can take off any moment soon. Just look at the stance of it. It looks just phenomenal with these frameless doors. And frameless doors are boon to the automobile industry. I personally prefer frameless doors like no one else. It's beeping because the keys are in my pocket. Let me close this door as well. Here's the. It gets one touch up windows. Here we close the door. Goes up. Now at the back, you can notice the Mustang's trademark three slat tail lamps, and these two are for the brakes, and this one is for the indicator, which also works as the brake. But in time of indicator, it works as an indicator. And over here on the gloss black treatment, here's written the GT, the variant name of the Mustang, and only the GT variant is available for the Indian car market. And over here is a reverse parking camera. Here's the number plate, which says proudly Indian on it. And over here this is the rear fog lamp along with the reverse lamps over here, and these are the phenomenally sounding exhaust. And as you can see the diffuser over here and over here, and these are the functional diffuser. These are not the fake ones. Yeah, these are proper functional diffusers. And again there's a bumper over here, and these are the second exhaust, and it gets twin exhaust at back over here, which is surely necessary for a car having a 5-liter V8 engine, which is unnaturally aspirated as well. And over here is the fuel tank, and it is having a 66-liter fuel tank in it. And if I tell you the mileage of this car, many of you will get just shocked. And the mileage of this car is an extremely phenomenal 4 kilometers per liter. Yeah, this car returns a mileage of 4 kilometers per liter if you drive it steadily, means in a comfort mode. And if you drive it like a proper maniac, this car will give you a mileage nearly of 2 to 2.5 kilometers per liter. So let's open the boot. The boot with the spare wheel is not practical at all. And here's a full size alloy spare wheel, and this is the car cover, and it gets some space at the sides over here. But if you have to make it a practical car, you have to take out the spare wheel. But taking out a spare wheel is a risk because the tire profile of the car is very small, so the car can get punctured anytime, and these tires are not quite easily fixable. Overall, if you say Mustang is the most practical sports car you can get in any market. Yeah, because it can seat four peoples and just go bananas. So without wasting any moments, let's get into the front seats. Front seat, no, interior of the car, because it also gets a second row of seat. Yeah, you are right, gets a second row of seat, but you can only sit some kids, but someone else kids, because if you make your kids sit, they will just leave you. Yeah, because the space at the rear is so small, can see, and it doesn't get headrest also at back, and no armrest, but it gets seat belts. That's okay. And these are the front seats, which are extremely comfortable. But before that, let's talk about the driver's door. Like, it gets the handle over here, and there's the lock unlock the car. This is the tweeter and speaker over here, and this one is for the defoggers, and it gets some space over here along with this aluminum finish over here. And the material used are quite nice, but there are some cheap material as well. And the front driver gets electric adjust for moving the seat front and back, but for tilting it gets a manual adjust, which is uh, not of any sense, because if they have put us for the recline function also, that would be nice. For cars costing 80 to 90 lakh rupees, they're not having proper electric seats. What the heck is that? But let it be. And over here, this one is to slot the seat belt in it, so you can get easily approach your seat belt anytime. And but these are the buttons for the headlight of the car. So let's keep them in auto for the moment. So we have and came the to feeling the of holding of a car. Steering wheel of a Mustang, which have a 5-liter V8 in it, is just next level, and the feeling can't be expressed in words anyhow. And if we talk about the instrument cluster of the car, and you can see it is inspired from the aircraft style, because here you can see it says ground speed, which is very nice. And it also shows the reading in miles per hour, because it's an American brand, so it will. And on the left you can see this tachometer all the way marked up to 7,000 rpm. Red line, yeah, this car red line has 7 freaking thousand rpms. And on the center it gets different options, like you can see many fuel ratios and many things in it. And the best thing of this car are these track apps. What it does, it measures the timing, it shows the g force, then acceleration, timing, braking performance, line lock feature. Which is the line, what the line lock feature does, it's that it's for the burnout. Yeah, you can do a proper burnout in this car, which just feel phenomenal. And down over here it's the gear selector. Right now it's parking mode. And you can also set a lap timer for racetrack 1, 2, 3. And the features of this car are just next level. And being a value for money sports car, it is also very feature loaded. And on top over here you can see these are the some twitters, these are the AC air convents. And the material used, there's a proper leather, aluminum over here, soft touch plastic over here, and the glove box is also lockable. So let's start with the audio system of this car. This is a normal touchscreen unit, which is extremely feature loaded. Like it gets Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the sound quality also great. And it also gets climate control for the front two passengers, which means it gets dual zone climate control system. And it also gets some settings like Bluetooth, sound clock, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you can also get some mobile apps in it as well as radio. And here are the controls for the audio system, like tune and different buttons. And down here these are the controls for the air conditioning, which is a two zone climate control system, you can see. And it also gets heated and ventilated seats, which is a very nice feature in it. And down here it gets aircraft style controls, like this is for the drive modes of the car. Let me show them to you. Like it gets four drive mode. These are sport plus, okay, wait a second. Like this is the normal, then sport plus, then racetrack, then snow and wet. What it does is changes the tuning of the engine as well as for the steering wheel and the traction control system. And it doesn't get adaptive suspension as such, so you won't notice that much of change. And it also changes the exhaust node when you get in sports plus or racetrack. And here's the engine start stop button, this is for the hazard light. And this is for the traction control, and this is for the steering control, like the steering wheel modes. And over here this is the gear lever of the car, where it says park, reverse, neutral. So let me get into reverse, wait a second. So here's the reverse parking camera, like you can see. And it also gets adaptive guidelines and front and rear parking sensors as well. Here's the gear lever. Here's a siglet writer, which is a 12-volt charging socket along with the USB socket over here to connect your phone via the audio system. And here are twin cup holders, which also get ambient lighting in them along with the ashtray. And it gets a manual handbrake, so you can go bananas drifting in this car. And over here it says Mustang since 1964. This is a metal plate over here to remind you are sitting in a Mustang. That's not a joke at all. Now see the materials used, and you can lock and unlock the car using both the front doors because they both get controls. And over here it gets a sun visor along with twin lights in it. And over here too it gets a sun visor along with lights in it. And that's the inside rear view mirror, and that's me over there. And here are some of the interior lights, which are again halogen ones. And this is here to show you that the passenger airbag is on or not right now. So, and let me show you more features, like it gets paddle shifters. And here are the controls for the high beam, low beam, and some small features as well. But before that, let me tell you that this steering wheel a ton of button in them. Like these are for the cruise control, this is for the instrument cluster, and these are for the volumes and different tracks, and these are for the receiving or picking up a call and muting the audio. And over here it gets a coin holder, like see. And this one is to open the hood means the boot of the car. And let me show you one very nice thing, which is this skid plate which has Mustang on it along with the pony made on it. And it glows, and right now it's glowing, but due to the light you are unable to see that. And you can see the interior looks so phenomenal indeed. Just look at it. And the main reason of Mustang being the most selling sports car or a muscle car in the worldwide because of its practicality. It gets a ton of storage space in it, as well as the ground clearance is also quite nice. So in Indian car market, it doesn't feel any of the problem of having a low ground clearance like the other sports cars do. Sports cars or muscle car, and it's a perfect combination of a practical car as well as a just mind-bogglingly phenomenal car anytime you want to just fly away. So here's the heart of the matter of the car, which is the 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. Yeah, and this engine is no joke, and it is also used in the Shelby 500, and this engine performs just bananas in that car. But for this car, the tuning is not that great because it just produces 351 horsepower and a very low 550 Nm of torque because being naturally aspirated. But by the look of this car, it doesn't mix match with the timing. It does from 0 to 100 because it takes almost 4 seconds. To be sure, it takes 3.9 seconds. And from the looks of the car, you can say this car can do 0 to 100 in a better time for sure. But for the bigger variants, which are the Shelby 500 or the Shelby 600 or the 650, not sure about that variant, that does 0 to 100 in just bristlingly fast speeds, and those speeds are just from a different level altogether. So guys, this was Shubhodeep Banerjee today reviewing the Ford Mustang, the last of its kind, because the now every car is getting a hybrid, and this gem of an engine, which is the 5-liter V8, will not be seen in any car soon. So guys, this was Shubhodeep Banerjee reviewing the Ford Mustang 2018 GT. So let's see you guys in the next video really soon. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.